Sydney, Australia. The sun's out, the world's best are here, and the action continues live from Spotless Stadium. It's time for Moto X Best Whip. What's happening, everybody? Brandon Graham alongside some freestyle royalty, Blake Bilko Williams and Jackson Jacko Strong here in the booth, and Mitch Tomlinson down on the course. Boys, we're ready to set this thing off. Weather was a bit of an issue earlier this week, but the show must go on.
Yeah, I tell you what, the predicted rain was meant to be so much for last night and today. It seems it's all poured down last night. The boys have done an amazing job. Brooksy and the crew have got the course dried out. It is looking awesome. And I tell you what, there's some serious rivalries in this field. I can't wait to see this go down.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, including a legend in this field, a guy who's got some history implications on the line, trying to tie Twitch, Jeremy Stenberg, for the most whip medals ever. Jared McNeil here today.
Yeah, definitely. He's got 3 gold, and he's definitely got a point to prove. He was a little bit upset. Step Up didn't go ahead. He wanted that gold there too, but definitely in front of his hometown crowd, you know he's going to throw down. Josh Sheehan had an amazing run yesterday. Silver in freestyle. You see the double backflip, no-hander. He's competing in 3 events this weekend, plus the doubles demo. Such a hard landing there, but he's looking for 3 medals this weekend.
Yeah, Sheehan trying to get his very first Moto X Best Whip medal. We'll see if it happens here today. Here's a look at the start list, boys. We obviously talked about Sheehan and McNeil, but we can't count out that rivalry that Jared has with Axel Hodges.
Axel Hodges, Colby Raha, they've got a huge rivalry, but we've got some Aussies in there that are going to come out swinging. Corey Creed, Steve Minnie, he's a local boy. You've also got Tom Parsons. He's an X Games gold medalist from 2016 in Austin, so you know he wants to come out there and make redemption.
Yeah, you look at this field of 12, Jackson. 6 Aussies, 4 rookies.
4 rookies. I think one for me that I'm going to have my eye on today is Louis Woods. He's a really talented, really talented racer, so he's going to have some serious talent and bring that style with it.
The format's a little different though, Jacko.
Format, yeah. We've got we're going out 12 riders out, and then we're going to for 6 minutes, and then we're going to cut the field in half, and then half again, and then down to the medals. So it's going to be really exciting, cutthroat out there, and it's going to be action-packed once we start cutting the field down.
And it should be noted, Bilko, this isn't about the format, and the way this contest has been judged has evolved over the years. It's not about that single best whip. It's overall impression during the session.
I mean, we started off with the fan voting back in the day. Pretty controversial from what I feel. It was more a popularity contest. Then we moved on to the judge this year at Minneapolis, about 1 run. Now the judge format is overall impression, so they're going to look at every single judge for the whole run: whips, turn downs, turn ups. So that was Massimo Bianconcini opening up right there with the first whip.
Yeah, Bianconcini has never entered Best Whip. He came for Step Up. That event gets canceled. The same with Bryce Hudson.
Soap Boy, what's he got? Pretty big turn down there, boys. They call him Soap Boy. He actually has his own business with a hand cleaning company. He was on the TV show Shark Tank, so that was pretty interesting for him. But open up there with a nice turn down, and the landing looks pretty good for now, but you will see it chew out at the bottom. And you know, the thing with the whip is landing sideways. You never want to do that in a ruddy, soft landing. But Lance Russell, another local boy, he's killing it.
Lance Russell making his X Games debut out here today. And here's Louis Woods. This is a guy that Jacko has his eyes on.
Yeah, definitely. Louis Woods is a Lights Supercross winner in Australian Supercross. So he's no stranger to throwing big whips.
Oh, long Louis.
So long, but he has incredible bike skills. He's also competing in quarter pipe high air. And like I said, Supercross background, mad bike skills, throwing a huge whip there. Might have to give it a little bit less pepper on the takeoff next time.
Here we've got the boy from Arizona, Brian McCarty. Brian actually has the world record for the longest backflip on a motorcycle, sitting at around 217 feet, I believe. So
that's about 120 feet further than I'd like to go.
Here's Steve Minnie.
Clap your hands, stomp your feet, make some noise for the boys. It's Steve Minnie. As he turns around, looks at the hot dog stand. He's got his son Mason in the crowd here to cheer him on this weekend. So
it's
a little bit jet lagged, just flew straight in from the Nitro Circus in Denver. Drove straight out here. Corey Creed from the Gold Coast. Huge
that was
down,
huge.
showing you why he is the current defending AusX Open Supercross Whip champion from last year. That event's coming up in a couple of weeks, so he's looking to come out swinging again today.
Tom Parsons, he's won this event before.
And the crazy thing about
huge.
When Tom Parsons won this event in 2016, he cut his cast off his leg that morning and had to be cleared by medical to ride, and came out and won the gold in Austin. So you know he wants redemption. Next up, Colby Raha, one of the guys that's got the big rivalry out there with Axel. Throwing a decent whip, coming fresh off a second place at the Monster Energy Cup Best Whip Comp.
Nice style there. He's definitely not short on style, is he?
Nah, he styles
Easy to
for
watch.
miles.
So here's Josh Sheehan, perhaps the busiest man here at X Games Sydney.
Seat bounce whip there, showing the crowd the sun plug.
Some of the boys are going quite deep today, aren't they?
Yeah, and as we pointed out earlier, the softest part of the landing is at the bottom where it's going to get all the ruts. So, you know, it gets to the point they're not going to care about where they're going to land and how hard they're going to land. They're going to worry about how big they're going to whip. It's just where you're going to land and how straight you'll be. Axel Hodges, nice and smooth there.
Axel Hodges, 5-time X Games medalist and just 22 years old. And here we go, our defending gold medalist, Jared McNeil, in search of that 8th X Games medal.
Outside
Oh my goodness, that was the biggest whip I think I've ever seen.
And I mean, it's crazy. You know, you think you've got to be a larger frame, like rider, bigger person to throw around such a heavy motorcycle.
Jared's about 50 kilos wringing wet.
Yeah, 123 pounds. How does he throw the bike around like that?
I can't believe that.
All right, we're into the second run of riders now. And Massimo just coming out there, nice little consistent whip. He's probably going to have to step his game up a little bit if he wants to make the 6 cut. And next up, So Boy. Going for the turn down this time. It's nice, smooth. These guys haven't had, those last 2 riders haven't had a lot of track time out here. Lance Russell, huge. Landing.
Lance, hang on to it, hang on to it.
Very heavy on the front wheel there. And, you know, like you said, on a normal landing, you could get away with some of these landings. But Louis Woods with a turn up, beautiful style.
Stylish.
But the more out of shape you land on this soft landing, the more chance you've got to get in trouble. Brian McCarty with the seat bounce whip. I think it's the second time he's gone long now. He doesn't really seem that comfortable out there.
There's Steve Minnie.
Here he is. Turning around, looking at the hot dog stand, mate. I tell you what, Corey Creed from the Gold Coast. Huge turn down. Now, he's no stranger to getting sideways. He's actually a full-time stunt driver at Movie World on the Gold Coast, drifting cars. Tom Parsons, huge
Tom
whip.
just has that great style, doesn't he? And apparently custom seized his graphics on the way into the country.
Yes, wouldn't let him in. That's why he's wearing that very plain bike. Colby Raha, looking smooth, looking consistent. I will say, after second place at Monster Cup last week, he looks like he might need to step it up to make the 6 cut here today. Sheeny, huge whip again.
It's getting nasty there on that landing already.
You can tell how quick that landing is deteriorating, just how soft the soil is. Axel actually popped his shoulder out about 3 days ago. Obviously, the weather conditions, you couldn't ride out here, so they went up to land.
Oh my God.
So we're getting to the 6-minute mark. The clock will stop, and every one of the riders will get a 3rd jump here before we move on to the final.
Yeah, so Axel popped his shoulder out only 3 or 4 days ago, so he's doing pretty good to be out there. He's had the tape job.
Yeah, I saw Josh Sheehan was giving him FaceTime medical advice on that one.
Well, I mean, it's pretty funny that Sheeny actually tapes up Harry's shoulder, and now he's taping up Axel's shoulder. But here's Lance Russell, the local boy. Looking good.
At this point, Bilko, you've been in these contests. Do you have an idea, especially in the qualifier, if you're feeling pretty good about moving on to the final at this point if you're a competitor?
Louis,
that was long. You can see his wheels sunk into the dirt there, and it nearly sent him over the bars.
I mean, you kind of know after watching the other guys and how you felt about your jump, whether you know you're going to have to send it on the next one. So let's see what Steve Minnie's got. He's been pretty smooth, very smooth out there.
Nothing mini about that.
So yeah, you definitely know how well you've been riding, but I mean, you know.
Hang on to it, Corey. Hang on to it.
Corey Creed.
I think that is definitely going to put him in the final, but that also could have ended in disaster. Another fun fact about Tom Parsons, he had a serious wrist injury a couple of years ago that was that bad. He had no mobility in his wrist. It was almost fused. He changed to a thumb throttle that they can use on a quad bike just so he can compete at X Games. But now he has a modified motorcycle throttle that has a quarter of a turn is full throttle. So he's doing a lot just to get back out there after the broken leg and the broken wrist and still throwing huge whips.
Here's Axel Hodges trying to get into the final.
I'd say he's riding maybe close to the bubble now with the turn.
Oh, that was stylish.
But we do have to remember it is overall impression, so it's not just your biggest whip. If I'm not mistaken, Garrett's done three whips now, and I know he does a huge turn down. So
I think he's just saving that for the when he gets into the final. He knows he's already there.
Yeah, he's going to get there. So maybe, yeah, the turn down he's saving for the final. They see the riders lining up there now and seeing who's going to make it through.
Yeah, that is it for the warm-up, the qualifier. We had a field of 12, and now it gets tucked down to just 6 as we await to hear that.
Right, you see the boys lining up now. This is do or die stuff. I mean, I'm going to say definitely you got Corey Creed's going to go through. Sheeny's looking really good. Axel looks pretty good out there. I mean, there's about 4 or 5, 6 guys that.
Is there one guy that you think might be on that bubble spot, or a couple of names that it could go either way at this point?
I mean, I'm going to say Colby Raha's kind of on the bubble. Tom Parsons looked big. Steve Minnie was huge, but overall impression. So we're going to check out some replays now. These guys, first off, we're going to kick it off. That Lance Russell right there, the local boy, huge whip there. But obviously he had a couple of rough landings. Next, Steve Minnie from Mudgee. Look at the focus in the eyes. Oh, no, we're going to go with Colby Raha now. I think this is one of the guys that's on the bubble. You know, he whipped it huge off the 120 foot at Monster Cup. But there, you know...
Well, Colby fresh off of 2 medals at X Games Minneapolis earlier this summer.
Now, Axel riding, like I said, with that injured shoulder, he looked pretty good. He had the turn up, the turn down, and a huge whip. So after watching that replay, I think Axel will definitely be moving on. This guy, well, what else can you say about Jared? He turned that thing absolutely upside down, and he'll be moving on to the final. Let's just take a moment to appreciate this whip. Insane, look at that.
It's this point right here that I don't understand how he gets it back.
The back wheel is more to the right-hand side than it is the left there. So much going on, and like I said, for the little guy, I think he bench presses about 20 kilos, and there's Brian McCarty going long. Here we got Tom Parsons. But Josh Sheehan taking a look now. Sheeny looking pretty good. Trying to earn that first best whip medal so he can, you know, he's obviously a favourite for best trick today to take a medal. Louis Woods, professional supercross racer. He had a couple of hard landings too. So, oh yeah.
Oh, that one there, his front wheel's stuck in that mud. That's going to be dangerous if the guys get further down the landing.
Now that Corey Creed, that was his last jump there. He absolutely sent it, guaranteed to go through, but man, like I said, that could have gone either way. Taking another look at Jared now, defending gold medalist for a reason.
Right.
And, oh my God.
And history on the line, boys. Jared McNeil trying to tie Jeremy Stenberg for most best whip medals here at X Games. We'll find out who gets the finals when we return. X Games Sydney, here live from Spotless Stadium. We are getting ready for the Moto X Best Whip Final qualifications in the books, and we are getting ready to find out who is moving on to our 6-man final field. There you see all of our competitors waiting to hear whose name gets called. Our own Jacko Strong, who's sitting up here with us, caught up with one of those competitors, Josh Sheehan, who was giving medical advice right before the interview started.
This is as crazy as it gets. Axel Hodges' shoulder just got dislocated when he was out practicing, and Sheeny's telling him how to put it back in over the phone. This is as raw as it gets. This is freestyle motocross. This is it. Welcome.
A few nice deep breaths help you relax, and then just reach down, let your dislocated shoulder dangle down to your feet. Yeah, just as you're pulling up, just don't keep your left shoulder face down as well. Like don't rotate your shoulder when you pull away. Just. Or, is that right? Yeah, just. Yeah.
You sure it's shoulder?
He's just.
Yeah, it's shoulder.
Wow, Jacko. I know you're not competing out here this weekend, and I've been saying you've been doing a little bit of everything, and I believe that qualifies as probably the best thing I've seen you do here at X Games Sydney.
You sound like a surgical assistant there with your input. Sure, it's the shoulder.
Yeah, I wasn't sure it was knee, shoulder. It all gets confusing. You know what they say, master of all
Thank you
trades.
for your WebMD advice there.
Yeah, it's crazy. Sheeny's the shoulder expert. You've seen him at Minneapolis, put Harry's shoulder back in. Harry walked straight past the medical staff and went straight to Sheeny. Said, mate, you've done this before. Pop my shoulder back in. But I'll tell you what would really be getting on my nerves right now is being one of those riders sitting down there waiting to find out if you're through or not. They're really keeping them on.
You've been in that position before, Bilko. There's 12, and it's getting pared down to just 6 into our 6-minute final.
All right, here we're going to get the standings now. They're pointing it out on the screen, but we're going to wait till we see what they say.
This is the moment here, and it is set. And our top 6, there you see Steve Minnie, Lance Russell, Josh Sheehan, Corey Creed, Axel Hodges, and Jared McNeil.
Oh, what? There you go. So Jared's through the final. Axel, Corey Creed, I tell you, he was killing it. Josh Sheehan, Lance Russell, and Steve Minnie, I tell you what, he has got to be stoked with that, making it through.
Anyone on that bottom 7 through 12 that makes you scratch your head?
I think that I probably would have liked to see Raha in there. I think his style was really cool, and I think that he had a little more in the tank as well. I've seen him do more, but
maybe it was the overall impression that got him down with the with not having a turn down. You see a lot of the other guys turn down, turn up, but then again, you know, it's that's judge sports, but I think that's a lot better than the fan vote we used to use. So
yeah, 100%.
And you know, fun fact, we are in Australia. You know how many Aussies we got in the final, Jacko? 5.
1, 2, carry the 3, 4, 5. Good stuff.
5 of the 6 finalists representing Australia out here at X Games Sydney. And there you see a look at our start list. Steve Minnie will be kicking things off, and of course Jared McNeil, trying to earn that 4th best whip gold medal, will be anchoring this group.
And we actually had a look at the scores there too that got him through. Jared was a clear 2 points ahead of Axel, and then in third was Corey Creed. He was only 2 or 3 points down, but I know he has a huge whip, but I'm pretty sure he only threw turn downs out there. But he obviously has a bit more in the tank, so this could get interesting. But how about this guy, Steve Minnie, one of the most handsome men in FMX. Check him out from just down the road in Mudgee. Turning that thing backwards. I think he's got a little bit more, Steve.
A little bit more there, and we'll soon see if having a regular whip style is gonna.
I think you're gonna have to get that thing a little bit more bent, mate.
So we move on to Lance Russell here in our 6-minute final. All right, boys, they had to earn their way in. How much more can they have in their tank at this point to shake it up?
It's balls to the wall now. Like, you have to throw it down as hard as you can. And you can see Lance is trying as hard as he can to get it fully whipped, turn the bars around so it looks even bigger. But you can see that's causing the front end to dive, and he's landing in that soft spot. So he's putting it all on the line. He's on the edge.
6 X Games medals for Josh Sheehan from 3 different disciplines. Not one of them, though, whip.
That's one of the biggest whips I think Sheeny do. So
that was good.
He's fired up. He wants to medal in this event. He's never medaled in it. I think he's been in it 3 or 4 times. We're going to check out a replay of that right now. That is huge. You can see, always better to see the whip from the underside, but even looks huge on that one. You can see how high the back wheels were, back and front wheel was in that.
Personally, I love a seat bounce whip. That's my favorite style. I think that takes the most skill, and it's good to so here we go. Corey Creed.
Can he turn that thing around?
Oh, whoa.
Oh, I tell you what.
That hole is getting nasty.
It sucks with those guys. They are throwing it all on the line, that they have to land in that bog spot every time, which is so risky, but it's risk over reward now. Do you want a gold medal? You got to send it.
Here is Axel Hodges. He has a silver medal in this event, 5 X Games medals total, trying to find the top spot for the first time ever here in Best Whip.
Huge whip. Landing smooth too. I mean, I'm not sure how much they're going to judge on smoothness of landing, but we're going to check out a replay of that. Massively upside down. You see him turning the bars early through the whip there, almost turning it backwards. Landing long at the bottom, but I mean, that's...
I'm going to go ahead and say that long landing was to get past the bog hole.
Yeah, get past the bog hole and also give yourself more airtime.
Here we go.
They're just the favourite to win this.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to say that was probably the biggest one we've seen in the contest so far. Jared's got awesome bike skills, grew up racing, Australian motocross champion, and you show him right there. But here we go, Steve Minnie, the man from Mudgee. Holding that thing on the limiter. Someone get that guy a new set of valves. He turned that thing around. Huge.
How impressed are you guys with the whip so far, given the conditions, all the rain we saw here yesterday on this course?
I mean, definitely, like, the rain, the limited practice time, the sketchiness of the landing, and you can see the guys how far, I don't know if you can see it, how far they have to ride around. See Lance Russell going huge there. How far they have to ride around the back of the circuit to keep the mud off the tires, because obviously when you whip, you're carving up the ramp, you're hanging on by the edge of the knobs on the side of the wheel. If you've got any sort of moisture and mud on there, that thing will wheel spin and slide off the ramp and...
Game over.
Splat. Sheeny wants it. You can tell Sheeny, he's throwing that thing.
Sheeny wants to be on the podium.
He definitely wants to be on the podium. This guy, Corey Creed, coming up next. I mean, like I said, full-time stunt driver on the Gold Coast, so he knows how to use a handbrake to get a car sideways, but he's definitely got the skills to throw that motorcycle sideways. I think he played it a little safer than the last one. Obviously, with that hole he seems to be landing in, and just wanted to get the bike straight, but still a huge turn down from Corey there.
Axel, I think we're going to have a turn up this time around.
He wants some love from the crowd. I mean, it's going to be tough for you, mate. You are the only American in the field.
Oh!
Huge turn up. And I'm going to say he's one of the only riders out there really throwing the huge turn up. So that adds to variety.
Here's the question, is Jared McNeil going to do a different style of whip this time around?
I'd like to see him do a turn down, and I think that's what he needs to do to help his chances if it's overall impression. But sticking with the whip.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, maybe we got the wrong info. Is it overall impression or single biggest? But check that out,
right.
Jared.
As we said, it is overall impression, not just one single whip. Jared McNeil trying to jump past Twitch into the history books and get that 4th best whip gold medal.
Here he is back again, Steve Minnie.
Making his X Games debut, qualifying into the final. Here's Steve Minnie with a minute left.
The Mudgee Mad Dog, absolutely killing it. One of the best freestyle riders in Australia too, has more combos than KFC, but just in whip today, there it is. Look at that thing completely backwards. Check it out, the hot dog stand. Saying what's up to the home fans in Sydney. Good on you, Steve.
So we move on to Lance Russell.
As you can see, holding his chest there, he took a big crash in practice yesterday. Actually cracked some ribs, so he's doing a solid effort even just to be out there. Throwing the whip, turning down. I think
he's feeling it.
You can see arched over like that. I mean, it's hard to even sneeze when you've got cracked ribs, so he's doing a stellar job to be out there, but you know what, it's X Games. You got to put the pain aside.
Here we go, the unicorn.
He's throwing some huge whips. Landing long, but as you said, Jack, I think that's to avoid that soft spot. And was that the buzzer? No.
Yes.
Two more runs to go.
We're being told 2 more runs.
That was just a random beep that come through my headset in the booth here. I didn't know if that was the buzzer or not, but we do have 2 more runs to go.
There's Corey Creed.
Huge, on the limit of the whole way, landing smooth. That was awesome.
Doing it for the Gold Coast.
Just coming off a 3rd place in the Nitro World Games quarter pipe high air. Went huge there. That was his first time in the event, first time competing in an international competition. And things are really looking up for Corey. But Axel
Hodges, he's shown a lot of variety so far here today, guys.
Oh, he stalled the bike, pressure's on him. It must be being the only American out there. He's starting to feel it.
Let's not forget, a dislocated shoulder just 3 days ago.
Yeah, I don't think he was feeling that one. He knew he was going long, so he kind of pulled out of committing to the whip early. You see there, he's on the way up and he spots that he's going too long, and yeah, that's definitely not one of Axel's biggest whips. He wasn't feeling it from the moment. Maybe the shoulder's starting to get sore. Maybe that's affecting him. But here he is, the gold medal man, Jared McNeil.
He has 7 best whip medals.
This will be the last run of the contest. What's he got?
Oh! I think that was the biggest whip hands down ever.
It's
never happened.
He wants to hear the love. He's getting love.
Jared McNeil saving his absolute best for last. Jacko claiming the best that's ever been done.
And look at that point. It looks like almost, if you pause that, it looked like he'd be doing a backflip. The both wheels are completely above him. His head's the lowest point in the jump, and so completely upside down. The little fella, I tell you what, I don't know how you do it, Jared. So those little chicken wing arms of yours, you throw that 250 around like it's nothing.
Again, the smallest guy out here, barely 123 pounds, soaking wet, and yet he throws that bike around better than anybody.
Yeah,
it just shows that it's technique more than anything else.
All right, now it's come to the time where we're going to have to see what the judges think.
If you had to pick, Bilko, where would everyone sit?
I mean, if it's overall impression, I'm surprised Jared didn't do any turndowns, but his whips were huge. So, I mean, Jared's obviously got the biggest whip out there. I'd say he's going to take another gold medal.
Yep, 100%. And I think we might see Josh Sheen.
Josh Sheeney for sure. And I mean, that's what it comes down to. Is it overall impression? Because Corey Creed had 3 huge turndowns. Sheeney had 3 huge whips. Axel had a turn up, a huge whip. His last one wasn't the biggest, but overall, if it's tough to say.
Yeah, Axel, if he could get that last one back, it would have been interesting to see what he could have put down. But his first 2 were terrific. Let's head down to Mitch, who's out on the course.
Josh, first up, 5 Aussies in the final. Now, that's pretty unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome. Lance Russell's first time, and I think Steve Minnie's first, but yeah, everyone's killing it. Everyone's riding so well, and Brooks and the crew have done such a good job to deal with this track, deal with the rain. So thank you all for coming. You've made it one hell of a show. So yeah, still a bit more to go, but yeah, I'm happy.
Now, Bilko and the boys in the booth that you guys can't see are going absolutely nuts. Now, to the left of me, Lance, now this is your debut. Someone's unfortunate accident. Hey, it's you. You're here, you're in front of the home crowd. How does it feel?
It's amazing. I can't even show how appreciative I am just to be here. I'm just soaking it all up, and got my family out here, got everyone watching on TV back at home, and it's unbelievable.
Let's make some noise for a stellar display of FMX, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's only fitting that it would be an Aussie invasion here at X Games Sydney. What's our podium look like? We find out right now. And there you have it, Jared McNeil with another gold medal, Corey Creed with the silver, and Axel Hodges earning bronze.
How about that? Corey Creed with the silver medal. Mate, that is huge for Corey Creed. Axel taking home, I think that's his second bronze in this event. But Jared McNeil, I think, yeah, he dominated that. What can you say? There he is. He's stoked.
He's just entered the history books.
Yes, he has. Corey Creed in his X Games debut earning a medal. How do you like that? But the story is Jared McNeil defending his gold. Mitch, take it away.
Jared defending your gold medal. I'm sure it doesn't get old, does it?
I've been waiting to come home and compete on home soil. This is amazing. Like, I'm so stoked right now. I can't thank my family and friends for coming out here. My mechanic, John. And honestly, the track crew's been working their, off to get this done. I'm so pumped that we could get a show on for you guys. Thanks for coming, everyone. Let's support Action Sports. Let's do this.
Let's give it up for the gold medalists here for the debut at the Sydney X Games.
Jared McNeil officially tying Jeremy Stenberg for most medals, most golds, all time in whips. Final cut from you guys.
Mate, that was an incredible contest and stoked. We're going to see some replays.
Yeah, it was an amazing performance. So cool to see them qualify into the finals. But again, it's Jared McNeil reigning supreme with his 4th best whip gold medal. Don't go anywhere. Moto X Best Trick coming up next, live here from Spotless Stadium at X Games Sydney. $250 of the world's best athletes. One chance for gold. X Games Aspen.
That was insane! She wants to play ball! Rodeo 900! Buddy James going savage into the switchback 12 double! Okay. Jamie Anderson, there it is. Boom!
Setting history here tonight.
Back-to-back 10
Solid!
The X Games returns to Buttermilk Mountain with the world's best action sports festival and live musical performances from The Chainsmokers, Lil Wayne, Louis the Child, and Kygo. But something insane just happened!
He's going! He goes! Oh, she goes! She goes! She goes! Are you kidding me?
X Games Aspen, January 24th through the 27th. Get your tickets now at xgames.com/tickets. Hard to believe it's the 3rd and final day here of the inaugural X Games Sydney. It's been an incredible 2.5 days thus far. Even with some crazy weather this week, it did not stop this incredible show that has gone on here from Spotless Stadium the last couple of days. BMX, Moto X Freestyle, Skateboard Street, and Big Air. It's been a show to remember out here at X Games Sydney. Everyone's so excited for this event, the lead in, and it has not disappointed thus far. As we look at highlights from earlier in the week, we begin with BMX Street. This is how we called it.
180. He's got a crooked grind, comes back into it 180. It's just, and there's utilizing a different portion of the course, bump jumping off of that. Adding in tricks every time he hits something. Good to keep the flow going. Obviously, yeah, every rail comes in front of him. He's utilizing everything he's got there. Nice, consistent flow.
You're seeing a laser focus from him, trying to hit every obstacle on this course. There are a ton of features.
Well, it just takes a specific level of control to make sure you balance on a rail, to make sure you get out of that and aim towards the next obstacle you want to hit, to keep your line, keep your flow, and everything else actually working the way it's supposed to. He's speechless. He doesn't know what to do right now.
Set. Alex Dunnicky earns his very first X Games medal, and it's gold, and he becomes the first Scottish athlete to ever earn an X Games medal.
Look at that slappy wall ride over it.
I like it. Nice start. Frontside 360 over the hip.
But you see the style, you see her tackle the biggest features on any course. She hits handrails like nothing.
Nice kick from frontside blindside up the Euro guard.
That is a big trick right there.
She's feeling comfortable out there tonight.
She's got a pro model from Meow Skateboards.
Mariah is on fire right now.
She's really going to have to bring it to get up there near Leticia, and she is right now. Frontside feeble.
Perfect frontside feeble down the big rail. She is bringing the heat. She wants that first place.
Now Mariah with another gold medal. Duran as she makes it 2 in a row. Dawid Godzik.
Keep an eye on this first hit. The guys are coming down with the most speed they can out of any of these jumps. That first hit, they are going higher than any other jump. And you watch right there. Oh my goodness. The jumps are 6 feet tall, so he's got to be at least 15 feet over flat ground. And just absolutely attacks the course.
A dizzying first run for Dawid.
That was phenomenal. I cannot believe how much he put into that run.
I mean, look at the rotations here, Chad.
Odd rotations, he's off axis, comes in, spots it. Look at his eyes. They're just spotting the landing and lands in such a good spot. Straight into a double tail whip. Those tricks don't typically go back to back. The guys are feeling it today.
Godzik earns his first X Games medal, and it's gold.
It's gold, and the first medal for Poland, also gold.
From the rafters, Pagez making his return.
That was insane. Did you see him stop there, look at the crowd and nod, and just say, yeah, that's what's up?
That's what I came here for, he says.
There's the vault, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to call it right now. You might as well grab some popcorn, sit back, and enjoy the Thomas Pagez show.
And he brings it around!
Yeah, flat 360.
That is incredible. Spotless Stadium is going nuts right now.
Amazing, amazing stuff after crashing his first jump. Huge flat line.
Huge extension.
Did you see how sideways?
Was that 610?
Did you see how sideways that bike was?
Whoa! That was massive.
Did you see his throttle hand? He nearly missed his throttle hand. He was fingertips on the throttle when he got back.
A 96.66 on the final run of the contest. Pagez reclaims gold.
Well done, Tom. Back to back for Thomas Pagez.
Elliott Sloan, this is down to the wire. He's going to have to bring it right here, Bucky.
Indy 7.
Yes. What do we got? 900?
Tail grab 900.
Oh!
Yeah,
He brings it.
He did bring the heat.
He does it on his final run here at X Games Sydney.
Tough to make an encore for those first 2 days, but so far today it has not disappointed. Ryan Williams only getting his first X Games invite for X Games Minneapolis just a few months ago, gets into that contest, and today he wins his very first X Games medal. It was gold. No one more creative over the gap and off the quarter pipe. His unique riding style lends itself very well to this forum, but he did not disappoint in front of his home country, winning an X Games gold medal in BMX Big Air earlier today. And then we just saw it, Moto X best whip. There is one that rises above the rest, and he's the smallest guy out here. Jared McNeil, simply put, maybe the best to ever do it when it comes to whipping your motorcycle. Winning his 4th ever X Games gold medal, his 8th best whip gold medal. History implications tying Jeremy Twitch Stenberg for most all-time in the discipline, and it feels like he's just getting started. Corey Creed and Axel Hodges rounding out our podium in best whip. But we're just getting started here on the 3rd and final day of X Games Sydney, the big show, Moto X best trick, when we return. It's a beautiful day in Sydney, Australia, and the best dirt bikers on the planet have invaded Spotless Stadium. The best show on dirt can be seen right here, right now, as we welcome you to the main event. This is the big one that everyone in attendance has come here to see. Live from Spotless Stadium, it's Moto X Best Trick. What's happening, everybody? Brandon Graham alongside Blake Bilko Williams, Jackson Jacko Strom, and Mitch Tomlinson down on the course. Boys, I'm so excited for this one. Jacko, a little bittersweet as you will be unable to defend your gold medal from this event. You won at X Games Minneapolis.
Yeah, unfortunately, Brandon, I'm sitting here with a broken leg watching, and it's just literally rubbing the salt into the wound having to watch this. But super excited for all my friends out there, and I want to see some new tricks.
Yeah, we are watching these guys hit the course in practice right now, and it is mental. I cannot wait to see what they have in store when we begin this event. But there's the biggest names in freestyle out here, beginning with Rob Adelberg. He had a 2018 to remember, boys, beginning at X Games Aspen.
Yeah, here we are on the snow bike, a new event for Winter X Games, and coming with the Cali roll. That's that seat grab takeoff to 360 body varial. Took the gold. I think he beat you there, Jacko. You got second. You
don't need to rub
Let's
salt
keep
into that
adding
one.
the salt into the wound.
Come on, guys.
Not only are you not competing in this one, here's your silver medal performance, Rob
Sorry,
Adelberg.
buddy. Sorry, buddy. But yeah, I mean, that was his first gold, but he'll be looking to go for gold here today. It's going to be a stiff competition, but he does have 2 front flip combos. We saw the one-hander yesterday, and I mean, that's going to be something that could potentially get him that gold. He wants it. He's got it at Winter X Games. And but this guy is going to have something to say about that. Thomas Pages from France, you saw him put on a clinic yesterday in best trick. Huge no-handed double backflip, the bike flip, the opposite flare, back-to-back gold medals in freestyle, silver in best trick in Minneapolis. He wants gold today.
That may be the best finish we've ever seen in a freestyle event, and it happened here at Spotless Stadium yesterday. Thomas Paget trying to go 2-4-2. Here is a look at our start list of our 6-rider field, fellas.
How about Clinton Moore in there coming out? He's coming out number 3rd. Clinton broke his leg in practice at Minneapolis. So how long ago is that going to be now, Bilko? What's
that was
putting
only
us?
about less than 3 months, but he's still having a lot of trouble, a lot of swelling. Other guys to look at, obviously, Pages, Alderberg, Sheehan, they're coming out swinging. Tucker's got the double backflip on lock. And Libor Podmol, we just see him do some pretty cool stuff in practice. But yeah, Clinton Moore, man, it's just tough for him to be out there. His leg is still so swollen, but...
What a trooper. I can respect that, pushing through the pain and just because it's home soil is.
And the format today, we've got 6 athletes. You are going to get 2 attempts for best trick. Your best run will count. And the thing about best trick being so gnarly, you know it yourself, Jacko, that the trick is that scary and gnarly that you're going to do. Usually you only want to do it once if you nail it.
So here is Libor Podmol in his 10th X Games appearance. He's got 8 step-up medals, but nothing in the freestyle or best trick variety. He kicks off the action here today.
And I think you're going to see his signature trick. He invented this. You see him standing on the seat. It's called the surfer takeoff. But not only is he just going to jump the ramp. Check this out. Standing up, surfer takeoff into a kiss of death backflip, ruler backflip. But just that takeoff, I mean, the weight on the seat when you push like that, it can make it rotate so much faster or so much slower. And you don't know that until you've taken off. But you see there, he gets full extension on the ruler, stops the bike at the perfect time, slows the rotation down to get back on. That was pretty damn cool.
Yeah, a great opening run, a score of 81.33. Now we turn our attention to Taka Higashino, who unveiled his very first double backflip yesterday in freestyle.
Taka's just gonna, he would have a smile ear to ear underneath that helmet, I'm quite sure, but he's just stoked to be here today.
And you know how hard he's been working this, Jacko. He's been in Japan practicing with it a lot at your place the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And here he is. He came out and practiced swinging and did another one. So I think we're going to see the double now.
Wasting no time.
And unbelievable fat. Only putting his first one down to an airbag at your house less than a week ago. That's 3 perfect double backflips for Tucker.
He just roosted the camera guys over there.
He filled in that security guard. He is not happy, Tucker. I would get out of there real quick.
Taka is having himself a couple of days out here again, leaving no doubt about it. A trick that had eluded him, and he puts it down 2 consecutive days.
And the thing to note is it is absolutely perfect for only just learning it. The only thing you'd fault on is the landing, but that's not his fault. That is the softness of the landing. So perfect. Feet on the pegs, and you see his rear wheel just sinks. If that landing was smooth, it'd be a perfect, smooth double backflip. Coming in with an 87, puts him into first place. Arigato, mate. That was rad.
The bar has set, and it's Taka Higashino leading the way with that double backflip. We're just heating up here. More from Moto X Best Trick right after this. Not even a torrential downpour and bolts of lightning could keep this show from going on. Late yesterday, the storm set in. So many of us worried, but countless hours spent working on getting this course ready, and they did just that. Hard to believe, but we've got the fans crowding Spotless Stadium, and we've got the riders out here for Moto X Best Trick. We've got the best freestyle riders on the planet. We've got some of the best freestyle riders on the planet sitting here in the booth. In fact, one of them, my partner Jacko Strong, was able to run around this week and ask some of his fellow riders, hey, what fuels you?
G'day guys, Jackson Strong here. We're at X Games Sydney. Unfortunately this weekend I'm unable to compete, but a question I often get asked is what fuels me. I think what fuels me the most is probably legacy. I want to leave something behind for future generations coming into this sport that makes it easier and pave the way for them. So something I'm definitely passionate about. I think we should ask some of the other guys out there and see what fuels their fire. Okay guys, look who I found. It's Josh Sheen, the one and only. Josh, a few questions for you, mate. What fuels your fire to compete? You're competing in Moto X Best Trick on Sunday night. What's going to be the what's going to fuel you to just send it out there?
Yeah, so there's always fear involved. It's always a scary thing to do, but I think the biggest motivation is the desire to overcome that fear and to succeeding at the end of the day, to push past that fear and get your trick done is an awesome feeling.
Yeah, very fulfilling. You've had many very memorable moments over through the history of X Games,
Yep.
Lots of medals. What's your most memorable one for you that really hits home in overcoming those fears and fueling your fire to make things happen?
Yeah, I think the first X Games I ever did was 2011.
Yep.
You should remember that one.
Yep.
So in a indoors stadium in LA, it was the first time I'd ever did a double backflip, and it was, you know, X Games. The crowd was there. It was in front of the
X
TV.
Games.
So yeah, it was everything happened there and then, and my first double. So a scary time, but just awesome. Biggest adrenaline rush after.
Thanks, Josh. Much appreciated, mate.
Pleasure.
You better get back to building the bike, and I'll see who else we can find to have a chat with. So next up on the hot seat, we have B. Harry Bing. Mate, quick question for you. What fuels you to keep coming back and wanting more?
Dude, I haven't got my gold medal yet at X Games yet. I'm not gonna stop till I get that gold. I know I still have a lot of work to do with my freestyle riding to get there, but I'm not gonna give up until I get that.
Mate, I think you could take it on any given day right now. So good stuff, and I'll really be looking forward to watching you Moto X Best Trick. It's gonna be a very memorable one this year. Good luck, brother.
Thanks for having us.
Don't miss it.
Wow, what a reporter.
I tell you what, and one thing we have to mention too, Jack, I know you're up here injured, but Moto X Best Trick, 4-time gold medalist. You're actually 4 in a row, correct?
Yeah, actually there was one, there was a silver in the middle
Okay,
there.
right, I missed that.
I shouldn't claim that though, because
You're honest if nothing else.
You were 3 in a row, but here we go. Rob
Clinton Moore.
Yes. The Bundy, oh my God, it's
Incredibly technical body burial, that one.
I can't wait to look at a replay of this. Again, guys, Clinton Moore broke his leg at practice at X Games Minneapolis. How much riding,
he should
how much
stick to
freestyle
riding.
and best trick riding has he even put on prior to this event?
Basically a few jumps in the foam pit. He's tried to ride a few times, but if you see his leg with no boot on how swollen it is, but let's just check out that replay. You'll see him lift his feet through the bars. The left hand comes off. He turns it upside down, grabs onto the handlebars so he can pull himself back down to the motorcycle, feet on the pegs, and puts his hand back on the bars. There's so much going on.
Smooth as silk too.
If you miss that grip, if
Nearly
you don't
as
pull
smooth as
yourself,
his dancing
that
skills.
is not smooth at all, mate. Cut it out.
Very little rhythm. Taka had the lead, and Clinton Moore takes it from him with the 88.66.
Unbelievable. He's in first place right now after what he's gone through, and I mean, you're going to see him limp away after that, after this contest is done, and you know, pretty much put some ice straight on that leg. It is still not in good shape, but next up, Josh Sheehan.
There is Josh Sheehan. You see he's got 6 X Games medals.
I'm going to be a spoiler here and say Josh is going to go for the no-handed double straight up.
Yeah, I think he wants to put down a solid score to put pressure on Tom. We all know Tom's got some big coming, and Rob. So it's all about putting the pressure on the other guys. You see he's got both feet hooked in. Super kicker. huge no-hander. That has to be.
He held that on forever.
The longest no-handed flip I've seen him do. No-handed
Sending it to the moon.
And honestly, I mean, I hope the judges don't really critique him for the landing because, again, he landed perfect. It was just the conditions. But watch the hands early, off for so long. I mean, that is probably bigger than Thomas's yesterday. Check the commitment right here, off. Yeah, that is 100%. Tucks in, lands perfect, but just watch the soft spot there. That's the
right. Everything about the jump was textbook, but I don't know what textbook you would find that in. A 90.66 Sheeny taking over first place.
Unreal. That's the thing.
Good score.
I'm glad that the judges didn't go critique him too much for the landing. They all know that they're all dealing with those same conditions, but that no-hander, I got to say, was huge. But Rob Alderberg, tell us about your mate Rob, Jacko.
Yeah, grew up with Rob, did all our practice and riding together over the last 10 years, and I'm pretty sure I know what he's working on tonight here, and he's it's definitely one to watch. If he can stick this good, he's going to be he's going to be at the top.
We all know it's a front flip, but what with? Was that one hand or no hand? I'm going to have to see the replay.
I think it was no hand, pretty sure.
We're going to have to look at the replay. He's pumped about it. I got a feeling it was a no hand.
Yeah, that was a no hand.
And he is absolutely stoked. And Rob Alderberg threw down some front flips in practice, threw a combo in his run yesterday, was not feeling that comfortable with the landing. We're going to see it now on the replay. Check out the hands. There it is, huge suicide no-hander. That is unbelievable.
Perfect.
Check it out again. Let's just slow.
Tom's really going to have to do something big to take this away from Rob.
And
Rob
so smooth.
Adelberg, he's got a gold medal in this event on snow, yet to do it on dirt. Could that change here today? A 94.66 Rob Adelberg in first place.
Tom's really going to have to do something special to take that away from Rob.
Rob Alderberg just put everyone on notice. It's his gold medal to take. He wants all the pressure on Thomas.
After that bronze last night, I could just see Rob was hungry. It wasn't fulfilled today.
No,
so the show continues. Thomas Pages, as you said, Bilko, at the beginning of this show, coming out with the last run in freestyle, winning gold, but yet to find the top spot in best trick.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he has been hitting the hybrid ramp. We haven't talked much about it, but it's a bigger, taller ramp, steeper. He wanted one more practice hit in practice, got denied, but sit still, watch this. Front flip off the huge 80-foot hybrid ramp. You can see the height and the amplitude off that ramp is so much bigger.
That is literally threading the needle off that ramp. One mistake and you are going to hit the ground so hard.
Check it out on the replay. I mean, to you at home, it looks just like a standard front flip from that view, but that ramp sends you about 10 feet higher than the regular 75-foot kicker. We haven't talked about it much, but look at that commitment. Smooth, and the landing is perfect. But now, the question is, how does that stack up against Rob Alderberg's no-handed front flip off the standard kicker? I feel the standard kicker is harder, but that one's more scary, more dangerous. So I think we're going to see, I'm going to call second place on this one. That's what I'm going to go for.
A 91.66, Bilko. Judging may be in your future, straight into second place as you predicted. Adelberg still on top. And the best part about this, boys, we've still got one more run here in Moto X Best Trick. Rob Adelberg leading the way. We'll find out if it holds when we return.
shred hate really hits home to me. I guess being a little older now, I'm 26 years old, so I've grown through the high school and all of that stuff. And I think the bullying is everywhere when you're younger. You know, any advice that I could give to kids out there is just be yourself. You don't have to be anyone else. You can be yourself, and if you be yourself, that's perfect. That's what you were put on this earth to do. So as long as everyone can do that and stay true to themselves, I think that life will become much easier. Definitely don't worry about what anyone else thinks about you.
Wise words from Jacko Strong, xgames.com/shred-hate. It's final run time here in the Moto X Best Trick Final, coming to you from the third and final day of X Games Sydney. And boys, Rob Adelberg looks tough to beat here today.
Yeah, for sure. That front flip, suicide no-hander was huge. He's 3 points clear of the rest of the field. Then you got Thomas Barges, but Jacko, as you mentioned, Thomas will have something up his sleeve.
I've competed against Thomas a lot over the last 5-10 years, and he's always got something spare in the tank. So it's just going to come down to if he can pull it off.
Yeah, somebody's got to carry the torch here with Jacko, our defending Moto X Best Trick gold medalist from X Games Minneapolis, unable to participate because of injury. And there we see Jared McNeil, fresh off of a gold medal performance in Best Whip. He's watching the boys put on a show, as is this insane crowd on hand here at Spotless Stadium. Final run time, we begin with Libor Podmal.
Can Libor do this trick bigger than he did last time, enough to grab him a position?
It was pretty big the first time, I'm going to say, so.
Libor sitting in 6th place, trying to knock out that 81.33 and get into the podium.
Here he is, standing on the seat. Oh, there we go, the running ladder. Was that the 100-meter sprint?
I love that.
This is where they had the Olympic Games in Sydney 2000, the Olympic Games were here. I think he just went for the 100-meter sprint there upside down, but as you can see, standing on the seat, how sketchy would it be to slip a foot off there, Jacko? How easy could that be?
Mate, if you ask me, seats are for sitting on.
Yeah, definitely. But he did that smooth, perfect. Like, let's count it there. 1 scissor kick, 2 scissor kick, 3 scissor kick, 4 scissor kick. I think he just swam about 50 meters freestyle. But they're landing perfectly straight. You see the track crews going out there. They've given the landing a touch up.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bump up his score at all, but still only good enough for 6th place. But I'm sure Libor's happy to be here.
Yeah, give Podmal credit for at least shaking it up a little bit. So here's Taka Higashino, who put down a perfect double backflip, and guess what? It's 2018. A double backflip at this point seems to be only good enough for 5th place in Best Trick.
Unbelievable. I mean, he looks so comfortable. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries a combo, but actually I don't think he's going to do that. But, I mean...
The glory run, I think this is.
He might go for something a little different here. He might pull out one of his backflip combos. No, I think, what are we going to see here? He wants some noise? Or is this a setup?
He's just saying, arigato, thank you very much for coming.
I think he's just...
I don't need to risk it anymore.
In the booth. Thank you, Jacko.
No worries, I specialize in several languages.
He came here to do the double backflip in his freestyle run. He stomped it. I think he's stoked. He put it down in Best Trick. He knows it's only good enough for 4th. He knows he doesn't have to do it again, and he's just going to go home safe and live to fight another day.
Well said. He came out here to put down a trick. He did it in freestyle. He did it here today in Best Trick. That's good enough for him in his book. Here is Clinton Moore. He got bumped out of the podium. He's sitting in 4th place.
Oh, the wiggle. And obviously Clint, coming in with the broken leg and wasn't even sure he was going to be able to compete. He stopped the Bundy in his first run. He says 10 Bundys, no undies. That's his move with the ladies, but that's another safety run for Clint. And as I mentioned earlier, in Best Trick, these tricks are so gnarly. Let's check out the wiggles.
Let's count the wiggles on these.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I thought there was only 4 wiggles in the band. But yeah, he come here and he wasn't even meant to ride, so to be out here putting it down with a leg that's not even healed yet, he's got to see a specialist again, maybe to potentially have more surgery and have the rod removed.
Right.
So he just put down a Bundy in 4th place, so hats off to Clint for even making it out here doing it for the fans, doing it for his sponsors. So
he's 4 months removed from a broken leg, dancing on both of his runs. Just great to see him out here. But we move on to our podium right now. Josh Sheehan, he's sitting in that bronze medal spot. Boys, anything he can do right now to at least jump up in a second?
I saw some hand gestures there a minute ago. We are potentially going to see a 360 heart attack. So let's. I saw Josh going through it in his head.
Well, we should get an idea when he locks his feet in here. No, we've got a foot locked in on the left, so I think you will see another double backflip. He did mention leaving the hands off longer. I don't know, maybe no-handed lander.
Oh my God, that is
huge no-handed flip, but once again,
massive hold out there.
That's soft soil. When he was approaching that landing, he would have thought, I'm fine. That looks perfectly flat and smooth. But he just sunk. So I think he's hurt the bush onions there.
I think he might have just said goodbye to Father's Day.
Yeah, definitely. Let's check out the replay. You see he hooks the right foot and the left foot because you're spinning so fast in a double backflip that when you do let go, look how long he held that off.
That was unreal. Okay, you ready for this? The squashing?
This is called the nutcracker.
Look away if you have a weak stomach.
Look, he held him off for long. He actually said to me he was thinking about leaving him off all the way to landing, but I'm glad he didn't with this landing.
And goodbye.
Ooh.
You thought a kick was bad.
He just squashed them things and they bounced him off the seat.
So Sheehan is guaranteed a bronze medal
and
with that 90.66 from run number 1.
Guaranteed a bronze medal and have to sit in a bucket of ice for a couple of hours tonight. I tell you what, Josh.
So his score coming in at a 90. He will, of course, hold on to his run 1 score. And then there were 2.
Are we going to see a glory run from Adelberg here, or are we going to see another fronty combo?
Jacko,
I know there's one more.
Yes,
there's
that's what I was about to
sleeve.
say.
Is he going to save it?
You've got all the secrets with Rob. You know he has another combo. Is it bigger?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say bigger, but it's. I think he's done the banger, but it's
something new.
Something new.
But
correct.
Right now, it's battle of the front flips. So right now, Adelberg sitting pretty with a 94.66 with the suicide no-hander front flip. This is it. We're just going to sit back and watch. That's a one-handed heart attack. I think that might bump up his score. No, definitely not. No, definitely just a safety run. I mean, we mentioned it earlier. The tricks are so gnarly in best trick that you feel like you've just cheated death when you've actually landed it. So Rob just playing it safe. A few of the guys just playing it safe, but that puts all the pressure on Thomas Pages.
Absolutely it does, and he will ride home with 2 X Games medals.
A bronze and a silver. That's a pretty good haul in front of his hometown crowd. Not hometown, sorry. He's from Benalla, Victoria. But he's got his son, Caden, here.
Fellow countryman.
Fellow countryman. There you go. First X Games in Australia. 2 medals. Rob Adelberg killing it.
Will one of them be gold? That is the question. He's sitting in that top spot, but Thomas Paget is the last one.
Tom could totally change things up here. Let's see.
Well, what did he do in Minneapolis? What did he do yesterday? He changed it in the last run and stole the gold from someone else. So right now, will we see Thomas do it again? We start calling him the French thief, I think.
The come from behind yesterday. He was in last place and won it outright on the final event. He's got another chance to do just that here in Best Trick. Gentlemen, taking his time with this one.
The crafty Frenchman, here he is.
Tom the pickpocket.
Here he comes. He's going to line up. No, he's... Oh, no. That was 360. No. Oh, and he's up. He's walking. He's a little sore. That was a 360 there. Under rotating, extremely slow. And he's up. He's waving to the crowd.
I need to see a replay of that. That was the biggest 360 ever.
Thomas Pages just sending it on the final run. He's popping up. I'm sure, of course, X Games Medical will take a look at him, but good to see him pump up there and be on his feet.
Let's just check out how flat this 360 is. That is BMX status. You can see the panic there in his feet. He's wide open on the limiter. Hits the eject button. And I'm not sure if that was the best idea. See how low he goes down the landing. But pops up to his feet. So stoked to see Thomas walk away from that. But how about that? Rob Adelberg will take home the gold medal. His first gold medal in FMX Best Trick.
So they flip-flop. After getting silver yesterday, he gets gold today. And Paget, after getting gold yesterday, gets silver today. And Josh Sheehan rounding out our podium. Let's send it down to Mitch, who's with our gold medalist.
Okay, Rob, just right then he said, how am I going? How are you going? You've won X Games gold in the snow, and now you've done it here in your home country, the first ever X Games. Tell me how you're feeling.
Oh, it's amazing. I've been working so hard on the front flip, and the weather here in Sydney wasn't doing too good. I was a little bit disappointed yesterday, and it sucked to see Tom go down, but to walk away with the gold's amazing, and I hope everyone enjoyed it.
Now the suicide and no-hander.
Yeah, I kind of stole that one off Jackson Strong. He won Best Trick in Minneapolis, and I was pretty sure I could do it if I worked hard enough, and I bring it here. I think I did it a bit bigger too, Jacko, so yeah, we'll see how it holds next time.
Well, Jacko's in the booth, so I'm sure he's stoked for you, as is everyone here. Huge congratulations.
Thank you.
Jacko, the star maker.
I think he was pretty stoked till you just wrote him off there, Rob. And, the boys are good friends back home. They push each other. He's just as stoked if he's not out there.
What a performance here in Moto X Best Trip. Rob Adelberg, after a gold medal to start the year on snow at X Games Aspen, ends the year with a gold medal in Best Trick here at the inaugural X Games Sydney. For Bilko, Jacko, and Mitch, I'm Brandon Graham. Thank you for watching this epic Moto X Best Trick Final.
Gentlemen, Tommy G of Brucey, what did you just witness? In a nutshell,